Okay, this will be part 2 of working with the dashboard. We'll go over some of the buttons and things on the screen here, what happens with them or what they're doing. Across the top here you have LT equals. This is your local time, which is basically your computer clock. Tells you that in 24-hour period. This is the broker time, also in a 24-hour period. Now the broker time will not update if the market is closed. This only updates when the market is closed, open, and you're receiving data. Now if your market is open and you're not receiving any data, this could even stop for a minute. It relies on ticks coming in. Now when you look at these, the hours will be different unless you are on the same time zone as the broker's servers are. But the minutes and the seconds should be fairly close. As you can see here, they're within one or 2 seconds of each other. If these are too far off from each other, you may want to update your computer clock to see if it'll help. But they should be fairly close. This just tells you the name of the dashboard. This tells you over here whether you're on a demo account or a live account. This helps because a lot of times you may accidentally get onto your live account and you don't realize it and start making some trades or testing something. This will say demo account or live account, and if you purchased the dashboard, it will have your name here. It will say demo account of the John Smith. Now this name must match exactly your account name that you signed up with the broker. So that John Smith spaces and capitalization or punctuation or whatever it is in it must match exactly to your account name with your broker. So it'll say demo account of John Smith. Then down here it'll tell you if it doesn't match, it'll say illegal copy. So make sure when you purchase the dashboard that you give us the exact name on the account, because it will be put into the dashboard, and this dashboard will then only work on that account. You can use it on several different computers, but it must be that you log into that same account that you purchased it for. And in this case, the demo account would have to have the same name as your live account. And you can also log into different brokers with the same dashboard as long as they're the same name. Okay, now on to some of the other buttons here. These are the 28 pairs listed down here. And you can see a button for each one. Right now they are turned off, so no trades would be taken on any of these pairs. If you want to take a trade on a certain pair, make it active so when we receive a signal from one of our trading systems, it will take a trade. You can either click on the button and highlight it, pick the ones you want to trade, if you click it again, they will go off. If you're going to trade all 28, just hit the 28 button down here, and you'll notice they all light up now. So they are all active and would accept a trade from the TS if everything else is turned on. In this case, no trades would be taken because, as you can see, we have no trading time selected. Now in order to select a trading time, you would go back into the properties and you would pick what trading times you wanted to trade. You would set this to true, and then you would pick what you want to trade. In this case, we're set for 24 hours. It goes from 00 up to 23. So put in the hours, minutes, and seconds of a certain session you want to trade, and we got room here for 3 different time frames. So we'll set that to true, pick a time like this. If we turn this to true and click OK, now you'll notice trading session is open and it tells you we can trade 24 hours a day. So this will keep trading 24 hours a day as long as the market is open. So I'm going to go back and turn that off. I'm just going to hit reset. That'll clear it back out of there. But you can select that over here. But over here also, if you already got your TSs all set up and ready to go and you're going to trade 24 hours, you can do is just click this button up here and that will give you 24-hour trading also without having to go back in and set up your sessions. Now if you have a session set up, what it will do, it will override whatever you have back in those settings. This will always give you 24-hour trading. If you turn it off and you have a session set up back there, it will default back to that session you have set up. Now as you can see, it says no trading time selected. Even if we go back here and turn this on, and let's see, okay, we're after midnight. Let's see, I'm going to change this to about 1300, which will be no trading time. Well, let's see, first of all, I'm going to show you. Let's set this to 1400. We got about 10 minutes to go here yet. If we do that, there, as you can see, it has picked that trading session. But if I click the button, it automatically goes to a 24-hour trading session. It overrides that one. If I click the button back off, it defaults back to that one. So that's how that operates. Get that back to 0. Okay, so that's how those work. You gotta have these buttons turned on in order for it to trade. If these are not turned on, it will never take a trade. Same way with this. If it says no trading time selected, it will never take a trade. Okay, now we have these buttons here. If you want to open up a chart, all you got to do is click on that button and you can see it comes up with that chart. And at this time we don't have any TSs or anything set up on a chart, so this is just basically the default MT4 chart. And if you want to open all the charts, right now I'm just going to close this chart here. I can hit close charts, close that chart. If I want to open up all 28 charts, just click 28, hit open charts, and there across the bottom you can see I got all 28 charts are open. But for now, we'll close them down. If I hit close, give it a few seconds there, it closed all the charts. So that's what those buttons, we can open them all, or if this here now clears all these buttons out. If I just want to open, say I just want to open the pound pairs, I just click on these pound pairs. Those are the only ones I want to trade. Say I want to trade the London session and I just want to trade the pound pairs. I can click on those, open charts, and it will open here. You can see just the pound pairs. So there's different things you can do there. And clear out the buttons and close the charts. So that's basically what those buttons do. They're a little bit different when we get into Renkos, but when we get into building Renkos, I'll show you a little bit of difference here. Okay, so we covered these buttons. We covered the open charts, close charts, the 28, clear all buttons, show alert window, All that does is pop up your alert window. A lot of times you want to see what your last alert was, and you don't want to go down and look down here into the log or something like that. You just hit that and it'll show you what was in your last window there. Got to close all trades. If we had trades opened here, we had open trades, we hit this button, it will automatically close everything that's associated with this magic number over here. Okay, well, let's move back up here for a minute. We got a button here, it's called the BS button. The BS button stands for buy or sell. Say I want to trade the Aussie Canadian dollar, but I only want to do buys on it. I click this once, it comes up with a B. That means I can only take buy trades. So over here, when I get a signal, if it's a short signal, it will not take a trade. If I get a long signal, then it will take a trade. Click it again, you get an S. Now it will only take short trades. Click it again, now it takes no trades. Now this is basically the same thing as turning off the button. So you can either have that on NT or just turn the button off. It does the same thing. So that's basically what those buttons do. Now you have a buy button, a close button, and a sell button for this particular pair. These will override. So normally when you're taking a trade from a trading system, you can only open one trade at a time. You can't keep adding to it, not from the trade system anyway. So in order to take, say if you see a trade that's opened up and it looks like a very good trade, you want to add to it, you can go over here and click the buy or sell button to add to it, or if you want to close just this trade, hit the close button. These buy and sell and close override everything. Remember, this close all button down here closes everything. This close button only closes this pair, and it has to be associated with this magic number. So that's what these buttons do. Then we have a magic number. Every trade has a magic number, which the dashboard uses to control that trade. This is your lot size. Now you can set that back here. If you want to set it here, you can change this and then it will come up at that lot size. Or you can do it down here too. Hit the up arrow, the green arrow, and you can see it goes up in steps. Hit the down red arrow and it goes down. Now the button in the middle is a normalize button. As you see in this case, everything is at 0.01. You hit the normalize button. Notice some of them changed. Here we got a 0.02, 0.03. It's the biggest one, 0.03, I guess. What the normalize button does is you notice the ADR, the average daily range for each pair, is a little different. So what it does, it looks at the biggest ADR, which is down here 170 on the pound New Zealand, and then it looks for the smallest one, and it tries to adjust the lot size so the smaller one will make as much money per pip as the larger one does per pip. So in this case, the largest one is 170 at 0.01, and here we got one at 51, and it's a 0.03, so 3 times 51 will give you about 153. See, it tries to adjust it close. It doesn't get it exact to the penny, but it will. That way, the little guy who's only moving, in this case, say 51 pips a day, can possibly make as much money as the guy who moves 170 pips. So that's what that normalize button does. It tries to normalize the movement, and it's based on this ADR. Next column is the spread. This tells you the up to the minute spread, and that will also control your trade. If you look back here, maximum spread is set at 4. That's the default. You can change that. So like when the market opens, starts a new day, the spread will be high. And if it's over 4, this will be red. And it will not take a trade if it's red. So if you got a signal over here, but you got a red spread, it's not going to take the trade. So you can change that. Right now it's at 4. That's why we don't have any red ones. But if you watch this when a new week starts, or when a new day starts, these will mostly all be red when it's set at 4, because the spreads have a tendency to go up. Or when you get a news spike, these spreads could jump to ADR. That's the average daily range that pair moves. Just gives you some idea how many pips a day he moves on the average. This is calculated over the last few days. It's not just today. And it gives you a total down here. It tells you basically how active the market is. As you can see in this case, it's 2,436 if you add all these together. Would you like to see this at least over 2,500, up into the 3,000, even 4,000, which means you got a fairly active market. This is the current daily range. So in this case, you look down here, this one, he normally moves 170 pips a day. So far he's moved 135. But if you look at this one here, he normally moves 135, but already he has exceeded that. He is up to 160. And again, this down here just tells you the total of the column. So you can see so far for today, which has only got about 2 hours to go, we have moved a total of 2,237 pips compared to normally we do 2,436. So we're below what our average is. So these are some numbers, the good numbers to watch. It tells you how active your market is. Now here we got the take profit column, and you notice there's a 0 after it. If you're using stop losses or take profits in any of your trading systems, the 0 will tell you how many stop losses, or in this case, take profits, have been hit out of all your trades. And this column, if you want to use the dashboard as a take profit setter, you can click on the take profit button, and now it will use this as a take profit in pips. Now this is based on the ADR. You can see here it says 46. You look over here, 46. So the take profit point would be different for every pair. It's based on the ADR, and this happens to be 1 times the ADR. So if you decrease this to say 0.5, it should be half of the ADR, roughly. Oops, went a little bit too far. Go up 1, there we go, 0.5. And as you can see here, we got 38 now, which is half of 76. So you can adjust this based on the ADR and what your multiplier can be. Stop loss works the same way. If you turn it on, you can see 1 times the ADR, and you can adjust that up or down. And if you want, you can use both of these built-in ones to control your profit or loss on these pairs. Now these are not sent to the broker. These are hidden from the broker. Only the dashboard knows what these values are. So the broker does not know what these values are, so they're hidden from the broker. And if you don't want to use them, just turn them back off. But that's just another take profit and stop loss setting you can use. Here you have long trades. What you'll get in this column is a number. It'll tell you how many long trades this particular pair has taken. This column will tell you how many short trades it's taken. Now, of course, if you go down and open up the properties, remember, open up the properties and change anything, or even don't change anything and hit OK, these numbers are all going to be erased. It's going to start over from 0. So if you go down here and just want to look at this, don't change anything, be sure you hit cancel. That way these numbers will not be erased out of here. TD just stands for trade direction. This little box will either light up red or green depending on if you're in a trade, which direction it's going. If it's a long trade, it'll be green. If it's a short trade, it'll be red. The profit or loss column, if you're in an open trade, this will give you in dollar values what your profit or loss is at the present time. If it's red, it means you're losing. If it's green, you're making money. This will be the total of this column. So you look down here, it'll be either red or green depending on whether all these added together that are open are in profit or loss. These two numbers here just gives you the total short trades you've taken so far, this entire column, and this number will give you the total long trades you have taken for this whole column. Okay, so that about covers it. Don't want to get these too long, so that's it for part 2 on the dashboard.